Hello! Hi! We made it. We are here at day one of the Manifesting with the Moon challenge. I'm so excited. I did the timer ahead of time to try and give myself some time to get on the phone, but apparently that was not enough time. So I'll have to see about checking it. Where is our group? Manifesting with the Moon Challenge. Here we go. Welcome, everybody. I'm so excited. We're here. I love this challenge so much. In case you can't tell, there we go. I can see here now. Good morning, Dawn Marie, Beatriz. Hello, Britt. Oh my gosh. It's like, everybody's here. Okay, let me get my keyboard out of the way. I don't think I will need it. And for those of you, because actually this is being shown in a few different places. We're here in the Manifesting with the Moon Challenge group on Facebook. I'm experimenting with something. So it is also on the Blue Moon Manifestations page, just my business page, and it is on YouTube. So just trying new things every time we do things, tweaking things, learning. And so, oops, I can still kind of hear that. Let me turn it down. Okay, so for those of you who are watching outside of the group, my name is Patty Diaz. I am the founder here at Blue Moon Manifestations. I am a magical life coach and magical mentor, specializing in helping you to create a life of magic. And for me, magic consists of the moon and manifestation, abundance, gratitude, intention, and clarity. I teach those 5 pillars so that you can go out and create a life designed by you instead of one designed for you. And then you can go out and live that life unapologetically on your own terms, doing what you want, right? Living, enjoying all the things. Hi, Janine. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. So let me get some housekeeping out of the way for the challenge, first of all, and then we'll dive in because today we're talking about new moon intentions and how they work with the moon. So for housekeeping purposes, where did my housekeeping list go? Here it is. Here it is. First of all, if you are inside the group, you have access in the files section to some printables. You also got these printables if you signed up on the email list. And hi, Sandy, I'm excited too. So you got these if you signed up on the email list. It came in today's reminder email. And every single email for the rest, like the recap emails, will have all of the information from the previous days. So tomorrow will be day 2. On the recap email, you'll get day 2's information and today's information. So I set this up this way so that you can invite people to join in while the challenge is still going. That is totally okay because here in the group, the videos will not go away. In the Manifesting with the Moon Challenge Facebook group, the videos will not go away. That's why I created a designated group. And if you did not get on the email list, you still can. You can join the group and get the printables for free. Hello. You don't think you're on the email list. How do you sign up? That is easy to answer. Up at the, let's see. I don't know exactly where you're watching because I see all the comments here at once, but let me get it on here for you. I hope you're in, let's see. Let's see. The email link. Okay. I'm going to have to revisit that one because apparently I have the wrong thing open, Sandy. But what I can do, which is why I have handy little Post-it notes in front of me, is I'm going to post the link in all the places to the email list. Post email link. If you're watching it on the page, the Blue Moon Manifestations page, it is one of the posts at the top. But see, learning all the time along the way. But I'll show you what the printables are just so that you know. Let's see, Heather, hello, Sandra. Oh my goodness. The printable one is It shows you what the moon phases are. So just basic energy of each of the moon phases and what they're called, the names of them. Then there is intention setting and manifesting with the moon flow, like a flow chart. It's the same thing. It walks through the phases. It gives you kind of what to do, what kind of the flow is of working with the phases. It gives you some intention or affirmations for each phase, and these are available. Again, I've written down my note. I will put the email link in all the places if you're not on the email list yet. And now I know for next time to have that ready. See how that goes? I love it. Okay. Yay, Don Marie, I'm so excited. Thank you for inviting people. That's the beauty of this. This is how we have so much fun, because we have people we like, we meet people, we're part of the community, and we keep going. Next, housekeeping, prize thread. Later on today in the group, so you do have to be in the group to do this, but it's not a requirement of the challenge. I will be posting a prize thread. And it's one single thread, one post. Hi, Nilda. Good morning to you. There'll be one single post, and all you have to do to participate or to qualify is go in that post in the comments sometime during the week. You can do one each day because every comment does enter you or give you a new entry. Post a takeaway that you had from the day. Post your favorite moment, at the end of the week. Post a new way of thinking, your favorite part, something new you learned, an aha moment. I think I said that. And that's just to keep the momentum going, so that everybody can see the takeaways that people have and how we're growing, and just have fun with it. Get to know the community. Yes, you want to be in the group. Awesome. That is, are you on the, no, you're not on the email list, right? It's the Blue Moon Manifestations. Okay, so if you're on the page, there is a link up there to join the email list and also the group. The group is Manifesting with the Moon Challenge, and it's on Facebook. And I will post all these things in the comments of this video when we're done. That way it will be in a place where we've all seen it, and those who ask. And you're watching from Florida, Sandy, you are on the email list because that was the clue of the day. Each morning, the reminder email has a clue, and it just asks you to just share that when you jump on, and it's just for fun. Again, today, where you're watching from, I love to see where people join in from. So you can still participate if you're not on the email list and didn't see that. Tell us where you're from, because then we can see how big our community is, how far reaching it is, right? Awesome, Sandy, perfect. And I'm really working, you guys might be able to tell, to not talk as fast. I'm such a fast talker because I get so excited, but I know it won't last the whole time. I'll lose track. So printables, prize thread, and every day at the beginning of the challenge, Omaha, Nebraska. I have driven through Omaha, or not through Omaha. I don't know if I drove through Omaha. I drove through Nebraska when I moved from California to Iowa many years ago. Now I'm back in California. I'm going to pull a card for us every day of the challenge, and then at the end, on day 5, we'll put all the cards together and see, if it makes like a cohesive reading or not. Pennsylvania, awesome. That's a place I have not been yet. But awesome, thank you. So let me pull a card. Just for a quick message for each day, I'm using the Moonology Oracle cards today. Let's see. Message for today. Oh, well, see, there we go. The message, hold your vision. And holding your vision means just keep it in mind, keep it at the back of mind, keep focusing on what you want. And we will talk about that with setting intentions today. So I think I have done all of the housekeeping. I've got my notes to put the links in all the places and in the comments. Awesome. Okay, I think I've caught most of the comments. So what I'm going to start with, because this is actually feedback I've gotten from prior rounds. I started and got so excited about talking about intention that some people were like, this is great, but what is it really? So I learned that I didn't really explain it. So I'm starting with that. What is manifestation and what is intention? Manifestation, the way that it makes sense to me is you have an idea, you have an imagination, you have a dream, a desire, a wish, something along those lines. Hello, hey, awesome. More people here. I love it. Janine Hargan, Delaware girl. Oh, wow. See, I love how we move. I was born and raised in LA. I've lived in Canada. I've lived in the Midwest, and now I'm back here. So manifestation is you have a dream in your head. You have an idea, a desire. You're daydreaming, but think of it, it's like a movie, like a little movie reel or a daydream or whatever you visualize inside your head, even if it's just the energy, if you don't see pictures of it. It's in your brain. You're thinking of it. You're dreaming about it. Manifestation is making that a reality. Making it so that whatever your daydream was, you're living it. You're experiencing it. You have it here to live in and hold and see and touch and smell. And it is in this physical, earthly reality. So it has manifested from a dream into reality. It has manifested from Idaho. I have a friend who just moved to Idaho. Aw. You take the dream and it becomes real in this earthly plane, not just in our brain, not just out in the universe. It becomes tangible and experienceable in this dimension, in the 3D dimension. That's manifestation. And an intention is what you want to manifest. Now, an intention can be anything from the way you want to feel. It can be a tangible thing. I intend to manifest more money, or I intend to manifest a place to live. That's an intention that you are manifesting. But an intention is that starting point. It's like saying and putting your order into the universe. This is what I want. So I like to teach in metaphors because that's what makes sense to me. If you think of an intention, if you're at a restaurant and you're like, okay, I'm looking through the menu and looking at all the pictures and seeing what other people have, and you form it. You put your order together. You want this side dish, you want this main course, but you don't want that dressing or that sauce or whatever the case is. You want your meat cooked a certain way. Here's your order. You tell your order to the server. You say, this is what I want. This is how I want it to come out, how I want it cooked, all the things. Then the server takes the order to the kitchen and to the chefs. Now, when it comes back, it has manifested. You had an idea. You told the server, the conduit, what you wanted and how, and it came back to you. Served on a plate right in front of you. Now, did you have to worry about what types of eggs or what order it was in the kitchen or what spatula the chef was using? No, you just put your order in, enjoyed your conversation if you were with people, or people watched if you're by yourself or read or whatever. And then, here it is. Here's your intention manifested in real life. So that's a very simple explanation, but it's the concept. The intention is that idea. It's that starting point that you tell the universe what you want and how and all that. And usually the universe will give us much more as long as we don't block it. So that we'll get into tomorrow a little bit. So that's what manifesting and intention is. Now, the next component that I'm going to talk about. Hello, everybody. Hi, I'm so excited. This Ottawa, Canada. I said I lived in Canada. I lived in Edmonton, Alberta, and then I lived in Victoria, BC for a while. I was up there for about 2 years while I was married, and then came back home. I've come back to California every time I've left. So I think I need to be here, and then I can just go explore other places and make this my home base. So that's what manifesting and intention is. Now, we're adding in the component of setting new moon intentions, working with the moon. Why manifesting and the moon? Because they are, in my opinion, quite literally a match made in heaven. We manifest with the moon, or working with the moon. It's a celestial body, and it's up in the heavens. And we manifest by putting our intentions out to the universe, which is also up in the cosmos. It is the deity or the higher power, or the what's the word I'm looking for? Universal intelligence that you work with, that you believe in, whether it's the universe or God or spirit or source or a combination of all of them. Whatever it is, it's up in the heavens, in the universe. It's energy. It's out there. So that's why I think it's a match made in heaven, because they're from the heavens. Oh, Boulder Creek, California. Nice. Hello, fellow California girl. Julie, I'm in Los Angeles. I'm in the Los Angeles area here in California. In the little town, well, not so little, but in the little city of San Gabriel is where I am. And I'm a native Pasadena, California girl, where the Rose Bowl or where the Rose Parade and Rose Bowl take place. That's where I grew up. So California, yay for us. But I've traveled and lived other places, so yay for everywhere else too. So the process now, we're getting into intention and how it works with the moon. The moon has a cycle that it follows. It has phases, and it just repeats that cycle over and over and over and over and over. It starts with the new moon. That is when the moon is dark in the sky. You really can't see it. It's like, I don't know if you could see it, any part of it with a telescope, or I think I want to say it's completely dark, but for here, us visually living on Earth and looking up, we don't see a moon in the sky. So that's the new moon. There is also a phase called the dark moon that some people work with and some people don't. So the dark moon in that instance would be the day that it's dark. And then the next day or two is when the new moon, that's when people who work with the dark moon, specifically as a phase, incorporate it. I don't. I incorporate the dark moon into that final phase, that balsamic moon, but we'll get more into that. I don't want to start tangenting out in all these directions because I want to keep it so that it makes sense. And by the end of this challenge, what my intention and my goal is, whether you choose to continue on in any fashion, you will have a basic framework to go and start setting intentions and working with the lunar cycle. And you'll have this community, because here, I mean, we're already here. So you're already part of the community by being in here. Oh my goodness, how do you say that? Beausejour? Oh, I am terrible with phonetics. Manitoba, Canada. That part I got. Welcome. Welcome, Charlene. I'm glad you're here. Where was I? The phases and setting with the dark phase. So we set intentions. I set intentions at the new moon. And the beauty about the moon is each phase, we're in that energy for a couple days. So if you don't get it right on the day of the new moon, you have a few days, usually about 3 to 4 days, to still work with that new moon energy, because it's still around. It's still in that phase. Each phase of the moon lasts a few days, 3 to 4, depending on timing and what time of day it hits that phase, but you have that time. So setting intentions is like a seed. And this has been by far the metaphor that has made the most sense from here in the community and feedback that I have gotten. Think of your intention as a seed, and you are planting that seed when it's dark. And the reason that makes sense is when you plant an actual seed in the dirt or in a pot or, a starting soil, you put it down in the earth. You put it down in the dirt for the most part. There are some that sit on top. but it's dark in there. It's dark. So that's when the new moon, we're planting the seeds in this dark space, and we know what we want. We know what we want this seed to blossom into, right? Now, if you think about your intention, you can even visualize this as you're writing it, writing down your intention or meditating on it, that you're putting this seed down in the ground. Okay, we've got this visual, right? What's the first thing that happens when you plant a seed? Is the first thing that happens that let's say this is the soil, that the sprout pops up over the soil? No. The first thing that happens is that it starts to shoot out little roots, tiny little hair roots, but it starts to shoot those down to anchor itself, to hold itself, right? To have a space where it is grounded, where it is growing from. Then the little sprout starts to pop out of the seed, and it's still, even if it's just a little fraction of an inch or whatever the measurement is, it has to work its way up. It doesn't just pop out of the seedling or the seed, and here it is in the sun. It has to work its way up through that little bit of dirt. So that's getting things out of the way. Then the intention, which is the little seedling, pops up over the soil, right? So these are things that are going on in the setting intentions. We're setting an intention. We're feeling into it during the lunar cycle. We start to take action, which is coming, the seed, moving the little soil pieces out of the way, getting things that are in its way, moving it, or going around them so that it can pop up and actually become visible and reality, if we're speaking about intention. So from an idea to planting a seed, to setting the roots, to moving things out of the way, to like, oh, here I am. And that can happen fast. Now it still needs to grow. It still needs to grow into the plant, into the bush, into the tree, whatever that little seed is going to be. So some intentions take a long time. Awesome, Dunbury, thank you. That was like the thing that has made the most sense to people. So until I find something better, that's what I'm going to keep using. Because I love it. And I love metaphor. So now we've set the intention. We're doing the work. The first thing I learned from a coach that I will never forget this saying too is the first thing that comes up when we set an intention is not the thing we want. It's the thing most unlike itself. So if we set an intention to become abundant and manifest bucket loads and truckloads of money, the first thing that's going to come up is our limiting beliefs, the thing that is in the way of that intention manifesting. And that's where taking action leads us to clarity. It's like, oh, I have this belief. I need to work on this belief, this limiting belief, this resistance that I'm feeling, so that I can allow my intention to bloom, blossom, grow, all the things, right? So let me see, I make sure I haven't skipped over anything. What is manifestation and intention? The new moon is the first phase. Yes. So I'm not going to go into all the 8 phases, but the basic framework, my phone just fell where I'm looking at the comments. There we go. So from the new moon, it takes about 2 weeks to get to the full moon. So from new moon to full moon, we are waxing. The moon is getting bigger in the sky. We're seeing more and more, it's putting out more and more energy as it gets bigger and brighter. Then at the full moon, it's at its biggest, its fullest, its most beautiful. I shouldn't say most beautiful, but it's most visible when it's full, and that has some big energy that we can work with. And then from the full moon back down to the new moon is about another 2 weeks-ish. And that's when it is the waning phase, because the moon is getting smaller in size, smaller in luminosity, smaller, less energy. So the framework is set an intention at the new moon, do the work, take action, find out what's coming up for you all the way up to the full moon here at the top. Then at the full moon, we've noticed all these things that have come up. Then I'm going to switch so that it makes sense. Then, is it making sense? Oh, anyway, I don't know if I can do it the other way. A hand can't go the other way. So full moon. Then during the waning part, we're doing that releasing. We are letting go of the things that are standing in our way. Now, that doesn't mean our little sprout hasn't started to pop up. It has. But for it to flourish, we have to get these things out of the way. We have to clear that space. We have to clear those weeds and make sure that they don't drown out that little sprout that has started to come up. And the intention is starting to manifest. The energy is building. So with this cycle, you can work on it. You can work with it any number of ways. You can set your intention, see what comes up, see how far you get at the full moon, start to release, let go of all the resistance. Now you're also surrendering, and I'm not going to get into that because that's tomorrow. Now come back the new moon. You can recommit to the same intention and get further along, do some more clearing, strengthen that foundation, those roots, or you can move on to the next step. And I say the next step because manifestation, especially when you're new and you're new to this whole process of working with this framework, is to manifest in baby steps because it is easier to see results sooner instead of going from zero to nothing to everything. It's possible, but if you want to keep your momentum going, it really helps and boosts our confidence and our emotions when we see little progressions along the way, right? Another metaphor that I learned, you guys, some of you may be familiar with Yasmin Boland. I love her. I've learned a lot from her and other places, but there's her and the Sisters Enchanted are where I've learned most of all my things. Think about if you ride the bus every day. If you ride the bus, not even that, I'm jumping ahead. Let's say you have a bike and you want to manifest a car, or let's even go back further than that. You want to manifest a car and you don't have a car. Maybe I did start with the bus correctly. You want a car. Let's just say you want a car. You don't currently have a car. You can set the intention to manifest the car, but it might behoove you because to go in baby steps. So if you're taking the bus, that was the right place to start. You're taking the bus right now, but you want a car. You want more freedom. You don't want to come up with change or to pay for a bus pass or whatever every time, whatever the case is. You want a car and you're riding a bus. The first thing you might manifest might be a bicycle, right? You might go from riding the bus to having a bike. Now, you might still need the bus every now and then, but that bicycle gives you more freedom. You can put the bike on the bike rack of the bus and still get more places than having to take the bus or simply relying on the bus. Then from the bicycle, you move up to maybe a good quality used car. And now what does this do? This starts to teach you what it's like to be a car owner. Because if you're going from having no car to having a car, you're going to have to pay for registration. You're going to have to pay for gas. You're going to have to pay for insurance. So all these things you're manifesting, you're growing and manifesting them along the way, expanding into the person who, now that you've got this used car that's gotten you around, now you can maybe step up into a new car if that's what you want. But now you have the experience of, okay, I have to budget for gas and expenses and maintenance. But if you went straight from riding the bus to a brand new car, is it possible? Absolutely. Do people do it? All the time. Now, this is just a progression example to show you that sometimes it's easier to manifest the big things by focusing on the little steps along the way. So you take and do with that what you will, but you can always have that example to fall back on. It's like, okay, am I reaching too big? Am I getting frustrated? I'm not seeing any results. How about let me take a step back? And that's what the lunar process, the lunar cycle helps us do. We evaluate, we let go of the resistance, we let go of the frustrations, we set the intentions, and the lunar cycle keeps on going and going and going and going. This same moon has been around for what, millennia? If not, I don't know the age of the moon, but it's been around. Think about this. I had this thought the other day. Everybody everybody that has ever lived on this planet since since the first human, and even, dinosaurs and all the critters and creatures and plants and everything on this planet have looked at the same moon. Is that just like everybody? It connects everybody, everything, plants, oceans, all respond to the moon, right? All the critters, the nocturnal ones, they see the moon more. Everybody that has ever lived on this planet, everything, any creature, being has seen or had the moonshine on it. Is that not crazy? That's just like, it connects you to everything, to the past, to the future, to the present. So that's a whole nother tangent. So where are we at here? Okay, we're doing good. We're doing good this time. If you guys do have questions that come up, please feel free to post them there in the comments. I'm just trying to get through the information, and then also I will hopefully have time for some Q&A. I mean, I can make time. I don't have anything to work around. The beauty of making my schedule. Okay, so we have the lunar phases, the lunar progress. Baby steps makes it easier. Builds confidence as well. Doing the baby steps, starting with something small, builds your manifesting confidence and your manifesting muscles. It starts to become a pattern, and you start to see, okay, this is the process. I get the idea, I put the order in, I do the work, it comes to me. I get the idea, I put the order in, I do the work and do the releasing, and it comes to me. Beautiful explanation of the moon. It's like, thank you, Teresa. Thank you. I do appreciate that feedback, because when it makes sense to you guys, then that's the point, right? So thank you. I do appreciate that. So we've got that planting seeds. The thing that comes up first or starts is the roots, setting our foundations, baby steps. Now, you did hear me say, or I just said a little while ago, that the first thing that comes up when we set an intention is anything unlike itself. So for the purposes of setting intentions, the thing that are unlike itself are those beliefs I talked about. So I like to use money, especially right now in the month of May. We're almost done here in Blue Moon Manifestations. We've been talking about abundance all month long. So let's say you want to become wealthier than you are now, financially wealthier, because there's lots of different types of abundance, which we'll talk about on Wednesday. But there is this belief, your beliefs, your actions have created your circumstances that you're living in right now. If you don't like your current circumstances or you want to improve them, that's fabulous. But you have to check in and identify those beliefs. Because if you set an intention to increase your wealth, increase your financial security, increase your income, getting a new job or whatever that looks like, whatever way that looks like, building your savings, anything at all that has to do with getting into a higher financial bracket or better up-leveled position than you are right now, the thing that will come up is the belief that's holding you back. And this belief, you might not realize, is something that can be changed, because it most likely comes from what you learned growing up. And this isn't something that was necessarily verbally taught to you, like sit down, this is our money story that we're teaching you as a child. It's what you learned by your experiences. Did your parents have an unhealthy money story? Did they have a conflicted money story? Did you grow up and based on your experiences have now a belief that it is difficult to earn money, that rich people are greedy, that rich people are selfish, that rich people, this is one that my boyfriend had, that rich people are phony. They're just so phony. And the reason I'm asking you, and you will need to develop or identify these beliefs, is because to get up to a higher level, you need to burst through them, change them so that they work in your favor instead of against you. Because if you don't fundamentally believe that what you want is possible, you will attract the circumstances that keep you from reaching that. So let's say you set an intention to build some wealth and you get, I don't know, a lottery win or an inheritance or like one of those big refund or something checks, right? Bigger than normal tax refund, something at all. She's like, yeah, I manifested that. I manifested this money. Now, if you don't believe that it's possible to build your wealth and build on that, you're going to attract circumstances to deplete that. Either a bill, something will break, or you'll attract a parking ticket or something that will chip away at that money story because you don't fundamentally believe that you can up level, that you can be wealthy. You have this belief in your head that rich people are greedy or that it's hard to earn money and it takes a long time. That's one that I had. It takes a long time to build wealth, or it takes a long time to build your savings. And I don't know if you guys heard, I recently shared my story. 6 years ago, my mom had to make my house payment for me. Now I'm the primary income earner, and I've created the freedom for myself to be there for my boyfriend who is a kidney patient. He goes to dialysis 3 days a week, and he's on the kidney transplant list. I have created the freedom and the flexibility to work and earn income and provide us what we need. And I mean, it didn't take me the 6 years, but I'm just saying 6 years ago, I was not here. I had to change my money stories. I had to do the work, identify and acknowledge that I was creating my reality. It wasn't done to me. And that's the work that comes up with working with the moon. And the reason that I love teaching manifestation with the moon is because to successfully manifest anything at all, you have to feel it and believe that it's possible. You have to feel it in your bones, like, hot damn, yes, this is happening for me. Regardless of how long it takes, regardless of the lessons I have to learn, this is happening for me. And if you don't fundamentally believe it, that's the work that comes with setting intentions, identifying the things that are standing in your way, working with the lunar cycle to identify those things and then let them go. You're working with cosmic energy that supports this. It supports it, that letting things go in the waxing phase of the moon will help you. You can tap into those emotions and let them go. I have had a worry that asking for wealth will manifest in the death of a loved one, inherited wealth. Yeah, Don Marie, that's actually a common one. That's a common one. And one of the things that that I do talk about, and from time to I have my weekly lives, and I have the mentor membership, and the free monthly coaching calls that I have. That's something that comes up. And the thing is, let's see, I'm trying to think if I'm not slotted to cover this somewhere else. But see, that's why I love talking about this stuff, because like all the stuff that comes up and it's just so freaking magical. That comes from our brain. That comes from our brain trying to figure out how we're going to achieve this wealth, how it's going to come to us. And the thing is that we only know, what we can figure out, what we can think through. We don't know what we don't know. And so a big part of that, identifying what's holding you back or what's standing in your way, is control. Like, I have to know how it's going to happen. But if you think of yourself as a pilot, and I tell you, I love metaphors. You think of yourself as a pilot, and you have a pretty big view, right, of all around you. You can see further than us here on the ground. You have literally a bird's eye view of what's going on. So you look at your little area, radar or whatever, and you have your flight plan. Well, the control tower, who you can't even see, is further away. It's down at your destination, tells you you need to change your course because there's a storm coming up. And you're like, I don't see a storm. And they're like, you're right, you don't see it yet, but it's coming. So if you move out of the way now and divert, you will avoid it. It'll take you maybe a little longer, or maybe it won't take you longer, because if you fly through the storm, you'll have to fight the winds or the elements and all the things. But that is when you talk about, Dawn Marie, about that's how you think you will get the wealth. That's a possibility, but there are so many other possibilities. So letting go of that control, of having to know, or that need, like I have to know how it's going to happen. It's a very simple concept. It's very difficult to actually do, to let go of that control and say, okay, I'm willing and ready to receive. Universe or God or source, show me how. I turn this over to you. That we will talk about tomorrow, that surrender part. You should always say, and it hurts none. Absolutely. It hurts none, or for the good of all. And that will be wrapping up. Thank you, Teresa. You actually got me back on track. Yeah, you set your intentions, and that key, another of the key components is just turning over the how to the universe, to source, to God, whatever you work with, because we are only very limited in what we know. We know maybe 5 paths, 5 routes to how to get somewhere, whereas the universe knows, 10,000, and we have no idea about those things. So as long as we raise our vibration to attract those things, that's what also tapping into our emotions with the moon is about, because the moon is all about emotions, and because it's connected, associated with water, which is our emotions. I talk their ears off. You talk whose ears off? Did I miss a comment? I talk their ears off. Florida, I saw that. Okay, it'll probably make sense to me in just a second. I'll find out tomorrow about Gabriela. Yes, Gabriela is our community member, and she has been working on some abundance and sorting things out, and it is happening for her. She is a prime example of just, I don't know how it's going to happen. It's just gods and goddesses. Gotcha. 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 You talk their ears off. I gotcha. See? So letting go of that, this is the only way I know that it will happen, can be challenging. But once you get that, and it's just like, oh my gosh, I never would have thought of this in a million ways, right? So thank you, Dawn Marie, for pointing that out, because that is one of the things that will come up for us, those beliefs that this is the only way I know how to happen. Me too, it's happening, Teresa. Yes, I love celebrating when things are happening. Yay. So baby steps. You must believe it. And so if you don't believe it, that's a key as to where you need to start. Because if you don't believe you can be wealthy, or if you don't believe you can up-level your financial security or whatever, that's where the intention starts. The intention may be, I welcome an abundant mindset. I am willing to step into an abundant mindset. I am willing to receive. And when we set intentions, it's all about the wording. And where am I at now? Okay, I think I'm good to not go too far over or too long. When we set our intentions, we've decided what we want, we've put it together, we're going to write down our intention at the new moon. There's not a lot of things that I say you have to do, because I'm one for really not liking rules. But one thing that is highly recommended that has better results, and so I would say it is key or essential, is to phrase your intentions in a positive voice and in the present tense. So for example, if you want to manifest more wealth, I recommend against saying, I want to earn this much money, or I want to manifest this money. State it positively in present tense instead, like, I am manifesting a higher level of income. I am willing to receive a higher, level of income. I am willing to step into, or I am stepping into an abundant mindset. Because a lot of times will is also in the future, right? It gets our brain thinking, oh, it's not happening yet, so I really don't have to focus too much on it. I will manifest this money, or I will develop an abundant mindset, still takes it out of the present tense. So with any type of intention, it's like, I am manifesting. What's a different example? I am manifesting a free vacation. I am manifesting, or I am stepping into freedom of travel. I welcome freedom to travel. I am, see, I always love specifics. So when I try to come up with random ones, it sounds disingenuous, if you will. So it's all about what you want, what makes you feel good about it, and it excites you, because that, again, feeling that what we want is possible, feeling into it as much as we can as we set the intentions and as we visualize and do the work and take the actions, then that boosts our vibration. It raises our vibration and starts attracting the thing that we are trying to manifest. So things that you might want to keep in mind. For example, a lot of times people feel like they have to come up with the intention. If it really is one you're coming up with because you think it's what you should be setting the intention for, or because you think that's what you're supposed to, that's the type of intention you're supposed to set, then it will not have either long-lasting results, or you won't see results because it's really not genuine to you. So this is where I teach about creating a life designed by you instead of one designed for you. This is where you really start to identify and do the work. It's like, is this something I want? Or is this something I feel I'm supposed to want? Or is this something that people are telling me I should want? This is where sometimes that's where we think we have to come up with an intention. The best practice is to let it come to you. Let it reveal itself. That also is how you can start working those baby steps. The first step will reveal itself to you so long as you're willing to accept it. So let's see. Types of intentions that you might want to set if you are not specifically sure of the thing yet is setting intentions for finding your purpose. Maybe you've been so caught up in doing all the things that you were supposed to do. Like for me, it was like going to college and getting a safe job and all the things. And it didn't resonate with me, but I didn't know that back then, that, I was like not in alignment with my soul's purpose. So I kept resisting it and just, trying to rebel against it and getting myself in worse circumstances. So what was it? Finding your purpose, feeling at peace. If worrying or anxiety is something that you struggle with, feeling at peace, welcoming a calm mindset, or a calm way of being, calmness into my life, deciding to be happy, because being happy is a decision. So if we let it be dependent on external things, it can always be taken away from us. But deciding to be happy. Joy. Janice is a perfect example. Yes. Setting an intention to infuse our lives with joy, to create a life of joy. Calling in bravery or courage. If you are needing some courage to tackle something, or you need some courage to take the steps to get to your intention, to start that momentum going. Set an intention to call in that courage or bravery. Feeling or practicing gratitude is a practice, but it's also an intention that can be set. I welcome a mindset, a gratitude mindset, or a gratitude way of being. Developing or strengthening your spiritual practice. This is a good type of intention to set if you really are hung up on, I don't believe it's possible. I don't know how it's going to happen, because that faith that it will be revealed to us, faith that we are on the right track always, and we're just learning the lessons that we need to learn in order to get what we want, or to get clear on what we want. Developing and strengthening a spiritual practice is a fabulous intention to set, because then that sets that foundation for, I don't know how it's going to happen. I'm turning this over. I welcome guidance, and I welcome whatever wonderful things and whatever path I need to take to get there. I surrender to divine timing. Absolutely. And if you don't have that faith, that foundation of faith, that is hard to do. So, and that's also personalized for everybody. Everybody's faith and what that feels like and what that means is so personalized. That's why developing or strengthening your faith or your spiritual practice is a beautiful intention to set. Okay, so there is that. Now, if you're not clear on what you want, the email today, I believe the recap email has some questions for you in it. And I do have this note here to set up the, we're just at about an hour, but that's pretty much the crux of it. There is really so much, and that's why I try to refine it so that it makes sense, starting with what intention is and what manifesting is, and then how I tie that into working with the moon. I'm going to see if I can quickly find this link so I can do it while we're here, because wouldn't that be awesome? It would. And if you guys have questions or feedback while I'm looking for this, feel free to post them in the comments. I'm so excited. This is so fun. I love this challenge, guys. I really do. And I love the feedback. That's how I tweak it, the feedback that I get. So where am I looking here for the email sign up that some asked about? Manifesting with the Moon Challenge. Links. That would be what I'm looking for. Now, will I be able to post it here through StreamYard? I think it has worked before. So I did move my keyboard. So thank you guys for being here. I don't want to leave it quiet. That's why I'm chattering away. Get on the email list for the challenge here. Now, like I said, I'm sharing in several different places. So let's see where this shows up. It might have shown up on all places. Yes, I think it did. And then I will pin it as soon as I see it on my phone. If it comes through on my phone. Sometimes my phone just stops with the comments. Where am I on my phone? Maybe that's it. No? So it's there. It shows on my end. That is the link to get on the email list. That will make sure that you get the reminder emails each morning, and then the recap emails. It'll be about a couple hours or so after I'm done there. It's there. Thank you, Gabriela. I do appreciate that. And it says that it showed up on YouTube, and there's only one that it didn't show up on. So I think it's the challenge that it didn't show up on. And if it didn't, I will go back and put it there manually. Yeah, why didn't it show up in the challenge page? Maybe it did. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. I'll trust you guys. Thank you for that. At least I know it showed up. And that way, those of you that are not on the list can get on it. You can also forward that link to anyone that you might want to invite to join in on the challenge. And if you guys are catching this kind of randomly and not knowing what the days are, today we talked about setting new moon intentions. Tomorrow we are talking about full moon forgiveness and gratitude. And I love all the phases, but this is great to clear out that space, release the things that are getting in our way that have been identified. Then day 3, Wednesday, will be manifesting abundance with the moon. And abundance can come in many different forms. We can look at abundance in many different ways. Frequently, we automatically default to thinking of monetary abundance, but there are other types of abundance, and how to tap into working that with, manifesting that with the moon. Thursday, day 4, will be practices that you can use to connect with the moon, to tap into the energies, to connect with the cycles, and make it part of your everyday, like daily, day to day, if you choose to. So different practices that help you connect with the moon. And Friday will be about how working with the moon can be a spiritual practice, or how you can incorporate that into your spiritual practice. Because like I said, manifesting in the moon are a match made in heaven. So it fits in very nicely as part of a spiritual practice, or a spiritual practice all on its own, developing that relationship and that connection with the moon. So those are the 5 days. And then every single round of the challenge, I have a bonus class over the weekend. This round, it's going to be on Sunday. So this coming up Sunday. And I had gotten some feedback over the weekend that if you're in the group, I had asked the question, what is your moon sign? And there is a tutorial video in the announcements section on how to find your moon sign, how to get your birth chart done for free and find your moon sign. So I have gotten some feedback that wanting to know what that is and how to incorporate that as part of your work. So that's what the bonus class is going to be on Sunday. It's a bonus class. It's on Zoom so that we can interact a little bit differently with each other. You're not required to be on the camera if you choose not to. It's just a different way so that you can see the different ways that I work on Zoom and like on lives, etc. But the class is going to be about finding your moon sign, and then I will walk through the zodiac and what that means for you, how to work with that, how to know what your moon sign, what you get and what you learn about yourself with the moon sign. By learning your moon sign and the zodiac sign that it's in, it's similar to your sun sign. It's where the moon was when you were born. So like for right now, we're in Gemini season. So those of you who are Geminis, that is your sun sign. So your moon sign, we all have one. It's just not as commonly known if you're not really into this working with the moon and astrology and that type of thing. So I'm going to talk about that. That's going to be this round's bonus class. And I am excited. What else do I need to cover? I have about 2.5 minutes before I'm at an hour. So the link to get on the email list is here. Look for the prize thread in the Manifesting with the Moon Challenge Facebook group. Every single comment you put on there is an entry. I didn't tell you what the prize is going to be. That's what it is. One of our community members, Marita, owns a business, Body by Kiki, and it's fabulous. And I'm ordering one and I'm giving one away, and time got away from me, so I don't have it here to show you. But there's pictures on the Blue Moon Manifestations page, and I'll put them in the group, or maybe that's vice versa. The prize is going to be one of Kiki's moon intention kits. I can't remember the name, the phrasing, but it comes with bath and body products. It comes with crystals, intuitively selected crystals. It comes with little prayer cards and intention setting cards. And it just is all sorts of fabulousness. And she is one of our community members here. So I will be giving away one of those moon intention kits. And I will make sure to post the pictures of what the kit is. The pictures are, I think, of this month's kit. And then because of the timing, you will actually be getting next month's kit for June. But it's the same type of thing, the cards and products and all the good things. So yes, right, Marilyn, I'm so excited. Totally fits right in, right? I love prizes that actually fit. And I try to find and not curate, because I didn't make it, but I try to find prizes that really support what we're learning here. So the kit will be a prize. Thank you, Dawn Marie. I'm so glad you're here. And I'm so glad that we came into each other's circle. Dawn Marie and I met through the challenge, the coaching group that I mentioned last week, where I was doing 5 videos a week for 2 weeks. And I'm so excited. See, the universe just brings us beautiful people when, perfectly timed and through the perfect way. And I think that's it. At least that's all that's coming to mind. I'll probably think of something else after, but please post any questions in the comments. You can message me. You can also just reply to any of the emails that you get sent or that you receive as part of the challenge. Just reply to them if you have any questions, and I will do my best to get them. Yes, right? I know, I'm so excited. I just love it. And I'll pull another card tomorrow every single day. And again, 10 a.m. Pacific, right here, same place you're watching. And I will get all the links everywhere. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. Oh, thank you, Charlene. I appreciate that. You're awesome too. We're all freaking awesome. And I will see you guys tomorrow for some full moon forgiveness and release talk. Take care, guys.